India is moving into urban cities, but as more and more Indians are making these cities their home, the big challenge is to ensure that they are geared up to deal with the demands put on them. With nearly 3/4 of Indians living in cities by 2040, it's a virtual race against time.
Hello and welcome to our special series, The Cities of the Future. As India grows, so do her cities. And over the next couple of weeks, we are looking at the different cities and how they are becoming the centers of enterprise and growth. We start our series with Bengaluru, a city which was once seen as a retiree's paradise. Today, it's a bustling center of activity, very cosmopolitan and growing very fast. But is the city's infrastructure growing at the same pace? Take a look at what we need to see in Bengaluru for it to accommodate the millions of people who want to make it a home.
Blaring horns, traffic snarls, life on the go, but somehow still possessing the soul of a traditional South Indian city. That's the Bangalore of 2011. A far cry from how the city looked just 2 decades ago. For a city that had just 3 million people calling it their home, the population today has crossed 9 million. The past decade alone has seen unprecedented growth of over 46%, which puts Bangalore ahead of all metros, including Delhi and Mumbai. But forget the future. The Bangalore of today already appears to be an urban chaos. A city scrambling to match its infrastructure to the growing needs and aspirations of its population. The big question is whether the rapid rate of development that's left the city looking like an unfinished concrete portrait follows a fixed plan, purpose, and a timeline. Before looking at the stumbling blocks in Bangalore's story of urbanization, a quick look at what Bangalore has working in its favor. A pleasant climate that remains in the mid-20s year-round, unlike most cities of South India. The abundance of free spaces, gardens and foliage. And most important, the increased availability of jobs and access to higher education. But in many ways, Bangalore is a new city, which has changed rapidly in under 2 decades. It's a transformation that began when the city of predominantly public limited heavy industries made space for the IT industry to set down roots here.
Bangalore was a sleepy cantonment city, and over the last 3 decades, the growth has been extremely rapid. And I think even with the best of man managers, this city would have been a challenge to manage.
Talk about faces working behind urbanization and its processes in Bangalore, and Ramesh Ramanathan's name comes to the fore. The co-founder of Janagraha, an organization which they call is a movement to enable people's participation in governance issues. As one of the members of the high-powered expert committee that came out with a report on urban infrastructure and services, Ramesh has been analyzing urban trends across India and looking at the ways to ensure sustainable urban transformation, especially in his home city of Bangalore.
I think it's a complicated problem, and because it's a runaway train, unfortunately, we haven't harnessed the possibilities of urbanization or reacted to the challenges early enough. So now, the train's running at 100 miles an hour, our solutions are running at 10 miles an hour. There's no point in feeling comfortable that we go from 10 to 20. So, in that context, I think sustainability and all the issues around sustainability in some sense get compromised.
It's a grievance many people voice about the city. But to be fair, Bangalore is a city that has expanded with time to facilitate the growth. With the IT boom, the need rose for land for setting up offices and accommodating migrant professional population. The Bangalore metropolitan area then expanded, developing to encompass rural areas on the outskirts into the city. With the city limits moving to outer areas like Yelahanka and KR Puram, the need for urban planning that wasn't restricted to just the core city precincts became paramount.
It's all to do with spatial planning and nothing to do with socio-economic environmental development. It's nothing to do with a vision for the city, which is driven by, how do we be fair, how to be environmentally sensitive. So it's all about regulations. It's only about what is the limitation, what are the development controls we want to put in terms of where the city will grow, how much it will grow, how much can each individual build, what's the land use. So it's a very, very soulless regulatory plan, but it's all to do with space. We need to bring both of these together in an integrated regional planning approach, and I think that's the key.
It's to create new visions for a better Bangalore that the industry heads and prominent citizens came forward to help create a framework that would help the government in devising infrastructure development projects for the city.